I'm delighted to welcome you to our first virtual open event here at CAFRE Enniskillen Campus, a specialised equine education facility unique to the island of Ireland. The campus is 3 miles from the busy town of Enniskillen, County Fermanagh. Fermanagh is known for the Lakeland County and it's absolutely beautiful. The campus is set in 62 acres, which includes 12 hectares of wetlands and woodland, as well as the specialised equine facilities. The college first opened its doors as Enniskillen Agricultural College in 1967, with the first equine courses being offered in 1994. Since then it has gone through a lot of different stages of development, but the biggest investment has been in converting the farm to equine. Most of the courses now at Enniskillen are equine related and range from certificate to degree programmes. Students come from all over Ireland and Europe to study with us, and most importantly, they pay the same fees for the degree programme as our own students do. One of the things we are most proud of is the close working relationship we have with the equine industry, not just in Ireland but across the world. Students get the opportunity to meet and work with some of the top professionals, and many get jobs as a result. If your passion is horses, then this is a great place to study. You'll be with like-minded people and a friendly environment and a very strong sense of community, and our students love it. So welcome. I hope you enjoy our virtual tour.
Good evening everyone, and a very warm welcome to the Enniskillen Campus of the College of Agriculture, Food and Rural Enterprise, or CAFRE. My name is Seamus McElhinney and I am the head of Equine at CAFRE, which is an integral part of the Department of Agriculture, Environment and Rural Affairs. CAFRE provides a wide range of education, knowledge and technology transfer programmes to new entrants and those working in the agriculture, food, horticulture and equine industries. And we have 3 campuses at Greenmount in County Antrim, at Lochary in County Tyrone and at Enniskillen here in Fermanagh. Our staff are all well qualified and have extensive experience in the industry, and they're also very dedicated to working with young people, providing them with pastoral care and really helping them to be the best that they can possibly be. At this stage I'd like to introduce 2 of my colleagues who are joining me here this evening. Firstly, on my right is Jane Elliott. Jane, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
And also we have Shelley Stewart, also very welcome. Shelley.
Thank you.
Maybe turning first to Jane, would you like to tell us a bit about yourself and your role here at Enniskillen?
Okay, Seamus. I'm originally from Enniskillen and I went through school and completed my A-levels, and then I headed off to the University of Aberdeen to do a degree in agriculture. In those days there weren't any equine programmes. And then I was fortunate to have the opportunity to go and do an MSc in equine science at the University of Wales in Aberystwyth. I've been working here at the college for 30 years in a wide range of roles, and I'm currently the programme manager for the higher education programmes. I've always had an interest in horses and have had ponies come up through Pony Club, and I've done some about BHS exams, so it's certainly very close to my heart.
Okay, Jane, I know you have a wide range of experience at the college here, and I know we're going to hear some more from you later on about the programmes, so thank you for now. Moving to you, Shelley, could you again tell us a little bit about yourself and your background and your job here?
Well, I chose further education at Enniskillen over A-levels, and I progressed then through to honours degree. I've worked in different areas of the industry over the years, and in the campus worked through various roles in the yard as a lecturer and now as further education course manager.
Okay, thank you, Shelley, and I know we're going to hear some more from you later on about your further education programme, so thank you for now. In the next 30 to 40 minutes, we plan to explain what we offer here at CAFRE Enniskillen Campus. We're going to play some short video clips to show you our facilities, and you'll also get the opportunity through those videos to meet some of the staff and some of the students. So what do we offer here at Enniskillen? Well, the first thing I would say is that we've got very strong links with the equine industry, and our provision complements that of Greenmount and Lochary campuses. We have approximately 150 equine students enrolled on our further and higher education courses, and in addition, further education programmes in agriculture and equine industry training courses are also delivered from the campus, either online or at various venues across Northern Ireland. This campus has a well-established reputation for training highly competent graduates who are work-ready to commence rewarding careers in the equine industry. And the first Equine students came from Enniskillen in 1998, graduated for the first time, and since then almost 900 young people have left our doors with their diplomas and with their honours degrees and foundation degrees. We very much keep in touch with the graduates through social media, and we believe that over 90% of them are either directly employed in the equine industry or work with horses on a part-time basis whilst employed in another sector. And that would really compare really favourably with other sectors. The equine student body is drawn mainly from the island of Ireland, and a small number come from further afield, including Great Britain, and we also have international students. To those watching in, please feel free to pose your questions, and we'll seek to answer them either this evening as they come in, or if we don't get to answer all the questions, we'll post you an answer later on. And the other thing maybe we'd ask you to do is give us a thumbs up if you like what you see or like what you hear. We're now going to hear in some more detail about our equine courses from Jane and Shelley. And I'm going to turn firstly to Jane. Jane, could you please outline the higher education courses on offer and how do young people apply?
Okay, Seamus, we have 2 higher education programmes. We've got a foundation degree programme which is 2 years, and we have an honours degree programme which is either 3 or 4 years, depending on whether the student takes the opportunity to spend a year on industrial placement. And if they do that, they can be awarded a diploma in professional practice. Both of these programmes are validated by Ulster University. The students on the foundation degree programme have work placement to do, which is a minimum of 11 weeks. So work placement is possible on both of the programmes. In order to apply, students should apply through UCAS at www.ucas.com. Closing date for UCAS applications is the 15th of January in 2021, and that's for entry onto the programmes in September 2021. We do accept late applications, but we would encourage students to have their applications in on time.
And Jane, what about fees and do students pay fees and what about financial support?
Yep, students on the higher education programmes pay fees which are currently £1,735, and those fees are the same irrespective of whether a student comes from Northern Ireland or from the Republic of Ireland. Students from Northern Ireland can apply through the Student Finance NI for both a loan for their maintenance and also for their fees. Students from the Republic of Ireland can apply through SUSI for maintenance grant and also can apply through Student Finance NI for a loan for their fees.
Okay. And something else about Enniskillen that I'm very aware of here is this tremendous support we get from the industry. Could you give us a couple of examples of that?
Yep, we have fantastic what's the word I'm looking for? Fantastic help from the industry supporters. We have a careers day each year in January, and that's supported by about 70 industry representatives, and they come in and they will tell students about their career journey and also about the opportunities that there are for them out in the industry. We also have a higher education conference which we run each year, and we have researchers coming from other institutions and telling the students about their research work. We also have a bursary programme, and we have 22 bursaries, and students can apply for those, and they can use those as travel bursaries and have had the opportunity to go to Kentucky, and also we hope to get them out to the Netherlands on a tour as well. They also provide internships, and our graduates can get a year's experience with some of our key industry employers, which again can be spent in Ireland or can be spent abroad. And we also value the work placement providers, so they give the students in both the further education and the higher education programmes the opportunity to gain industry experience so that they're work ready when they go out, having finished their programmes with us. That's
brilliant, and something certainly we're very thankful for the industry, is that's a vast range of opportunities that the students get. And I'm conscious that we were visited by Landex, which is the land-based colleges striving for excellence right across the United Kingdom. And we were really recognised as having one of the best places to come for industry links. So that must help the students get jobs then?
Absolutely. We have students employed in a wide range of jobs out in the industry, from assistant trainers through to nutritionists with the feed firms, to salespeople in the feed and the ancillary industries. We also have students employed in lecturing posts, and we also have a number of students employed in the stud side of the business, both thoroughbred and sport horse, and a number of students will take the opportunity to set up their own business because they do business as well as the horse management and the science on our equine programs.
Jane, thanks very much. That's been a really, really good sort of very quick resume of what happens in higher education. So thank you very much for that. And I know that for tonight you also met with one of the students who unfortunately can't be on the campus, and we arranged a video clip. Just to mention that in all those courses, that there's further information available on the CAFRE website. So I think we'll maybe take the video now. It's Leah Burgess. Leah's one of our final year degree students, and it's really hard to beat hearing it directly from the student as to the tremendous opportunities that she's getting.
I'd like to introduce Leah Burgess, a final year student on our BSc3 Honours programme. Leah, you're from County Carlow. Why did you come to CAFRE?
So it was definitely the practical element that drew me to CAFRE. The facilities as well, they're just amazing. You can't really find a college like it anywhere else.
How did you go about applying for the CAFRE course?
So I applied to CAFRE through UCAS in January of my Leaving Cert year. I had to fill out a personal statement and also get a reference. So that got me going to CAFRE.
You won the Coolmore bursary in January 2019. Tell me about the bursaries.
I did. So there's 22 bursaries offered to the students in CAFRE Enniskillen Campus, which we are so lucky to get. They're all they all come from industry representatives, so it's really nice to have them. I was lucky enough to get the Coolmore bursary in 2019. This sent me out to Kentucky with a few of my classmates, and we had a ball there. We got to visit studs like Godolphin and Coolmore, and also Haggard Veterinary Clinic as well, so it was brilliant to see these places.
Have you opportunities on the course to get industry experience?
Definitely. So CAFRE run every year a careers day, where there's loads of industry representatives come up and we get to chat to them. There's also a panel at the end of the day, so we get to pick their brains a little bit and hopefully get your foot in the door and get jobs for the future.
Were you able to get involved with hands-on horse activities at CAFRE?
Definitely. So I'm big into the racehorses here. We ride out every morning before class starts, and we get to go point to pointing then from the January season on. So it's great to get involved in that. And if you have no experience in the racing industry, that's fine. You'll learn along the way.
Would you recommend CAFRE? Was it a good decision?
I definitely think it was a great decision. I'm going to miss it loads. I'm in my final year now, but I've learned loads here, and it's definitely set me up for the future.
I'd like to wish you all the best in this final year of study and in your career, and thank you for doing this. All the best.
No problem. Thank you, Jane.
Okay, so Jane, many thanks to you and to Leah indeed for producing this video. I think it's clear to me and for everyone to see that Leah is certainly enjoying her time at Enniskillen and grabbing all the opportunities to develop herself and her experience in the big world of horses. I would now like to talk with Shelley about our further education programmes. So, Shelley, we'll start maybe by asking you to please outline the further education courses on offer and how students apply.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have two City and Guilds technical qualifications that students can apply through the CAFRE website. Our level 3 is a 2-year programme, including 5 years work placement. It's about 50% practical work, 50% classroom based, and they're assessed through exams, assignments and practical assessments. Our level 2 is a 1-year programme and including 5 weeks work placement as well. Again, about 50% practical, 50% classroom based, and they have a multiple choice exam, assignments and practical assessments as well.
Okay. So what does a typical day in the life of a student look like?
Well, some students will be on either yard duties or riding out the racehorses from first thing in the morning. From 7:30, they'll go through classes, either both in the yard and the classroom throughout the day, and then some recreational activities in the evening.
Mm-hmm. So it's really a lot of combining practical work with theory work then,
It is.
and preparing them for their future. What about the financial support? Can you explain what financial support's on offer?
Well, there's a means-tested grant available from the Education Authority, and that can help with living costs. There are no tuition fees on further education programmes, so it's just the sort of day-to-day costs that are.
That's an important point, just that there's no tuition fees for further education. So thanks for telling us about that. And what about the progression opportunities? Can further education students then progress into other courses?
Yeah, so level 2 students may have the opportunity to progress into the level 3 course, and level 3 students can either progress into foundation degree or honours degree.
Okay. And I know that students can live in at Enniskillen, and that's a good experience for them. But for those maybe watching in, and particularly maybe for the parents, a lot of the students coming here are quite young. And maybe could you explain how the staff work with the students here and help them settle in? Because it's probably their first time living away from home.
Well, the students are well looked after by the residential support team, and that team is made up of teaching staff and other staff on the campus, so they get to know the students really well. They're on duty in the evening and all through the night, and help with recreational activities too, such as baking club and yoga and other things.
All the fun things?
Yes.
Okay. No, thanks for that. And also, I'm aware that you also offer an apprenticeship course and a farriery course.
So the level 2 apprenticeship in the equine industry is for young people that are working in the industry for at least 21 hours a week, and then they take part in remote learning and practical training blocks here at the campus, and the assessment includes the British Horse Society Stage 2 exam.
Very good. Shelley, that's a good summary really of the further education courses that are here, and also how you work with the students and how the staff work with the students. So thank you for that. And also just to say to everybody that there's further information available on the CAFRE website if you choose to visit, and there's also contact details there both for Shelley and for Jane. Just moving on and talking for a moment or two just about the equine facilities. One of the reasons that we're successful here with young students and young students progressing into employment is that we provide our students here with a really stimulating academic experience, whilst they also work with horses and get good hands-on experience there, working with out in the yard with the horses in the equine breeding, equitation, racing, farriery and student horse livery units. We have approximately 70 horses kept here at the campus, and our students regularly compete in point-to-point races, other equine competitions including Balmoral Show, and they also prepare and consign young foals at international class venues such as Goffs in Kildare, Tattersalls in Meath, and also at Cavan Equestrian Centre. We're now going to show a clip featuring senior equine technologist Laura Smith, which shows the excellent range of facilities here at Enniskillen.
I'm a senior equine technologist based here at CAFRE Enniskillen Campus. At Enniskillen, we are extremely proud of our outstanding equine facilities. The facilities are here to help the development of students' knowledge and skills, as well as demonstrating new technologies to both students and the equine industry. We have 3 units which are divided into racing, breeding and equitation. By working and learning in these units, students get real-life practical experience of a professionally managed equine enterprise, which is really important for their future careers. Horse welfare is at the centre of our management practices, and we have recently completed 2 new active turnout areas, which include grazing areas, hard standing, water stations and feeding areas. This provides the horses with more opportunities for moving and socialising compared to traditional housing. In the breeding unit, we have up to 10 sports horse, national hunt and flatbred mares. This is typical of the type of horses there are in Northern Ireland and gives students the opportunity to learn how to breed stock for a particular purpose. Equine students can also participate in assessing stock, stallion selection, preparing stock for sales and assisting at foaling. The students are also given the chance to take part in the foal watch rota, which is always very popular. This is where they sit up and monitor the mares at night, and if they are lucky, a mare will foal while they are on duty. As the foals grow, we use a system called Grow Track, which monitors their development by comparing the growth rates of our horses with those of young horses of similar age, sex and breed. In the equitation unit, there are 21 riding horses which are used in practical skills and riding classes. Students learn a number of skills including assessing health, grooming, clipping, tacking up, exercising and preparing the horses for competition. We have plenty of areas to ride throughout the estate, including outdoor and indoor arenas, a cross-country course and hacking tracks. All of the programmes of study are informed by current research and up-to-date industry knowledge. Our extremely experienced staff are well placed to assist young people in developing their skills and promoting the latest technologies, which include systems to measure saddle pressure, gait analysis, rein tension, rug temperature, as well as dust monitoring equipment and visualise rider assessment jackets. We also have riding simulators to develop the students' riding skills outside of scheduled classes. The racing unit has 12 horses in training. These horses are prepared for point-to-point racing by students who often commit to riding out in the mornings before breakfast. Our training facilities include a 1.5 furlong circular gallop leading onto a 3 furlong straight schooling sand track. Students learn to use a heart rate monitoring and global positioning system to track the horse's fitness during their preparation for racing. This system gives valuable information which is regularly fed back to classes and used within research. Once the horses are fit enough for racing, they compete at point-to-points generally from January onwards, often ridden by students who have gained their jockey's licence. It gives the students involved a great sense of satisfaction to see the horses they have helped to prepare out racing. So I hope I have been able to show you that at Enniskillen Campus we have unique state-of-the-art facilities that are there to support and enhance student learning, which makes them very employable in all areas of the equine industry.
Okay, so a unique aspect of Enniskillen's provision is the presence of equine technologists who work alongside teaching staff at the campus. And you'll have seen from the video that we have quite a range of technologies that are all well embedded within our education programmes. So through our regional, national and international linkages, we can assist our students and those working in the industry to really understand and apply the latest equine research and development, which is a really important part for young people moving into the future in equine. I've just got a few questions here that have come in from our audience. And the first one comes in from Frank in Galway, and I'll pass this one to you, Jane, but Frank's living in Galway and he's asking what are the fees for your courses, and I know you've covered that before, but it'll do no harm maybe just to mention them again.
Okay, Seamus, the fees for our higher education programmes are currently £1,735 per academic year, so it represents very, very good value for higher education study. And those fees are the same for a student coming from ROI or coming from Northern Ireland.
And Jane, just when you're covering, I know that's for higher education, but what about further education?
For further education programmes, there are actually no fees. So again, it's a great place to come for students who want to further their career at FE level as well.
So there's no fees north or south?
No fees north or south
and
for
the
students on the further education programmes, and the fees for students on the higher education programmes are £1,735 for students from Northern Ireland and ROI.
That's perfect. Jane, thanks very much for that. And I have another one here which I'm going to ask you to cover, Shelley. Can I bring my horse with me if I decide to study at Enniskillen Campus? And that's from Louise in County Down.
Yes, there's a student livery yard which the degree students run as part of their business module.
Okay. So we can bring your horse to college,
You can.
which is a big attraction, I know, for a lot of our students.
It is.
I have another one which has come in here from Claire in Cork. And Claire's asking about progression, Jane, from foundation degree into honours degree. Is that possible?
Yes, students who complete the 2 years on the foundation degree programme can actually move directly into the second year of the honours degree programme, so it becomes a 2+2 model.
Perfect. And I've one more at this stage which I'll just take, and it's actually from Owen and Coleraine. And Owen says, Seamus, you mentioned farriery earlier on, but we didn't get a lot of detail about it. So Shelley, could you maybe explain a bit about the farriery programme?
Okay, so we have a farrier upskilling programme, and that's designed for farriers that have been working in the industry for at least 2 years. And it helps prepare them for their Worshipful Company of Farriers diploma in farriery.
Okay, thank you, Shelley, and thank you, Jane, for dealing with those questions. It's great to get questions coming in from the audience because it's really, this is a live event and it's your event. So if you can keep posting those questions, And again, give us thumbs up if you like what you see and like what you hear. The whole ethos of Enniskillen is the students at the heart of the campus. We firmly put the students at the heart, and that's important. Because we all work here because we're interested in education, we're interested in horses, the rural environment, but above all, we're all interested in young people. So here's a short video featuring one of our students, Lucy Coulter, and it provides a student's view of what life is like at Enniskillen Campus.
Hi, I'm a second year student on the Level 3 course in Equine Management here at CAFRE Enniskillen Campus. I'm from Newry, so I've been staying in student accommodation, which I absolutely love. So I would like to show you around and let you see what's on offer for students who choose to live on campus. When you first arrive, you'll be met by the residential support team who will get you your keys and get you settled into your room. The accommodation manager is available every day to help with any issues or queries you may have. Support is available 24 hours a day, therefore it's a really safe place to live. Up to 75 students can stay on campus. Some of the bedrooms are upstairs in the main building, and the over 18s can stay in the bungalows dotted around the campus. All the bedrooms are single with shared bathrooms. The rooms are cosy and comfortable, and we can add in our own stuff to make them seem more homely. I share a bathroom with 3 other girls, but there's plenty of room for everyone, which is really important in the mornings when we're all trying to get out to class at the same time. We all have access to kitchens where we can make snacks, tea and coffee at any time we want. It's a great place to have a catch up with friends and have a bit of crack. The main restaurant is open every day from 8 in the morning to 6 at night, and there is a great range of food available. There are also laundry facilities, a library and computer suite close by. However, the Wi-Fi is good, so most people have their own laptop or iPad and do work in their rooms. There is also a common room or a TV room where we hang out and enjoy some fun and games. There is also a small fitness suite, but most of us use the horse simulators to work out as well as improving our riding technique. The campus is only 3 miles from the busy town of Enniskillen. It has everything we need in terms of shopping, cafes, restaurants and entertainment. When you live on campus, it's so easy to make friends and there's a real sense of community. Living away from home has made me much more independent and I love the freedom of doing my own thing. But the best thing about living on campus is that we live so close to the horses. Isn't that right?
Okay. You'll have seen from the video that students who study at Enniskillen have the opportunity to receive a rounded experience, educationally, socially and recreationally. The campus accommodation is reasonably priced and details are available on the CAFRE website. The residential experience is very, very important here for students because they really make friends for life and they still meet up years after coming through Enniskillen. We have some more questions as well from the audience here that are just come in. And Kelly is asking, this is one for you, Shelley, I think, is the accommodation for under 18-year-old students, what's that like? And a few details on it.
Okay, so our under 18 students all live within the campus building in the upstairs accommodation, and that's where our wardens are based at night time as well. And you know, there's always somebody at the end of the phone. There's always the 2 members of staff here. You know, if the student wants to talk to them, or even if the parent wants to touch base on the phone. And if anybody has any, you know, individual queries maybe about that, they can certainly give me a ring or drop me an email.
Okay. And another question relating to that is, how and when do I apply for accommodation?
So you apply through the CAFRE website and any time from the 1st of July.
Okay. And one for you, another one for you is actually from Mary, who's asking about the horse livery and the fees.
Okay, so as the degree students run that as part of their business module, they sort of do all the costings and see you know, what they can run it as. There's no profit made, but it's generally around £40 to £45 a week, including all the bedding and forage. Okay,
so thank you, Shelley, for those, and thank you for the questions coming from the live audience as well. I have another one here, this is one for you, Jane. The question basically is, we heard Shelley explain the typical day for a further education student. So this one is, what's a typical day like a typical day like in the life of a higher education student?
Okay, well, similar to the FE students, the higher education students can get involved in the yard work and also in the writing out of the point-to-pointers from September through to the end of the point-to-point season. So then they come in and get their breakfast about 8:30, and then they're in class for 9:15. So classes tend to run from 9:15 to about 4 o'clock, and some of those are practical classes, so they might be actually out doing writing as part of the equitation modules. They might be out working with the mares and foals and the young stock as part of the breeding and stud practices module. They might be down the yard looking at anatomy and physiology of the horse in terms of how the horse moves and its muscles and all of that sort of thing through equine anatomy and physiology. So part of it's in the classroom and part of it's outside. So as the student moves from first year up to final year, the proportion of the practical in the course actually goes down a bit. So in first year, they're probably about 40 to 50% on practical and the rest on the academic. And then when they go up to final year, it's probably about 80% in the classroom. But again, they have the opportunity to do practical work as part of their honours dissertation. So they can use some of the equipment that we saw in the technology videos, so the likes of the tech scan or the semi-gate analysis or the dust monitor, to actually use that equipment to carry out their honours dissertation.
Okay, and I'm very aware here that there's a lot of detail in there and in terms of what the young students can do and what they can get involved in. And I know the reason why we do it this way as well is because we've gone out and we've talked to the industry, we've consulted with them, and we have done what the industry is asking for. And very, very good reason for that is that whenever our students finish up, obviously they're fit for a job then in the industry. So Jane, thanks for explaining all of that, and again Shelley for feeding those questions as well. A lot of the discussion there was in and around the whole area of employability. We put a very strong focus on employability here at Enniskillen and placed great value in helping students develop their up-to-date technical knowledge, whilst also helping them apply that knowledge in the yard with the horses. And the third thing that we do is really help them with their people skills, because that's very important whenever they go out into the industry. So right throughout the whole process here, once the student comes through the door, we'll be encouraging you to develop those three aspects of yourself. Our final video clip this evening features staff member Tony Donnelly speaking with one of our graduates, Nisha Fox. Now, Nisha comes from a farming background in County Fermanagh. She arrived at Enniskillen with very little knowledge of horses. Nisha worked hard, that's for sure, with us. She received bursary support in each of her 3 years, very well deserved, and she took the opportunity to travel. Nisha achieved her degree in equine management last year and has been offered a 12-month internship with Coolmore, who take one of our graduates every year, and the opportunity provides Nisha with 6 months work in Australia with Coolmore and then 6 months working in Ireland also with Coolmore. Unfortunately, her plans are currently on hold due to COVID restrictions, but in the interim, she's not wasting her time because she's working in Tinnakill House Stud with Meta Osborne and Dermot Cantillon, and we're now going to see how Nisha is getting on in her work down at Tinnakill Stud.
Hello, good evening. How are you, Nisha?
Hello, Tony. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Not too bad. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. So, have you got a background? Like, what's your background? Have you horse at home or anything, or what made you decide to go down the equine route?
So we have a small suckler farm at home, just cows. We always would have had ponies, but never anything, no horses, no thoroughbreds by any means. But yeah, I'm working with thoroughbreds now today. Here I'm at Tinnakill House Stud at the moment. So I'm working every day with thoroughbreds now, which is just purely due to the college, I suppose, getting involved with them there and fell in love with them.
Fantastic. So you're very lucky because you actually won quite a few bursaries in the college and you got sponsored to travel and different things. Could you just tell us a little bit more about that, a better understanding?
Yeah, I'm so grateful to this day for all of those people who sponsored myself and all the others. There's endless bursaries. on offer at the college. You can, go forward for them in any of the levels or the degree courses. In first year, I was really lucky. I got sponsored a bursary for £1,000, which was amazing. That went towards my car, my driving, all the rest, wear and tear as students need, And second year then, I was really lucky. I got sponsored a bursary to travel out to Kentucky for a week of a study tour. So we got to meet so many different people. And we got to travel around and job shadow with some massive big yards and big studs. Which was absolutely brilliant, and that's actually where I met Mita and Dermot, the people who own Enniskillen House. So built really good links with them and lots of others. And then in third year, I was lucky enough then I got sponsored for the Kentucky trip again, and I actually got a week's placement with Kildangan Stud.
Wow.
But just unfortunately with COVID, we couldn't go down to either of those things, but endless opportunities out there.
Fantastic. So you really got well sponsored in the 3 years and helped you see the world and get into the industry now that you're actually working in, which is fantastic. So
yeah, absolutely.
Say for example, if there's a student wanting to go to CAFRE and they haven't got much experience of hands-on, do you think that the confidence that you gained in the yards is basically from the facilities, from the staff? Like, what advice would you give to any student going?
Definitely, like, don't be afraid. Don't step back and think, oh, I haven't enough experience to come along to this. Like, I came in from a farming background, yes, but it was cows. I didn't have any of the experience that even I need today. It was the college that I learned all those things. There's such a balance at Enniskillen Campus. You get that hands-on practical learning that you need to handle horses and work with them every day, but then you also go into the classroom then and you have your lectures where you learn all the science behind it. So it's that real balance between the two that makes a real all-rounder at the end of it, and that's what the industry is looking for, and that's what CAFRE is providing. So absolutely, if you're thinking about going, don't be afraid. There's so many helpful hands ready to support you and guide you along the way.
And finally, what's the highlights of CAFRE? What do you take away and always look back and have a good laugh about?
Oh, there's so many. Definitely, it's such a small campus that you build friends for life out of it. I have so many brilliant friends at the end of it, both students in my class and the lecturers even to this day. So many, I got really great opportunities, I'm so grateful for, between Kentucky, the Seals. I got to meet royalty. I met her Princess Anne, and the Chinese ambassador. Amazing just opportunities I'd never have got only for the college. Just so grateful to this day for everything.
Brilliant, thank you very much. Come here, I'm going to let you go back to your evening duty. Thank you for giving us your time. Well done, thanks very much.
Okay, so in the video there that everyone's just watched, Nisha and Tony described some of the fantastic opportunities available at Enniskillen, and I'd just like to thank at this stage both Tony and Nisha for telling us all about it, basically. So, to summarise what's on offer here at Enniskillen, we have a range of nationally validated education programmes to suit everyone. We have dedicated and experienced staff, excellent facilities incorporating the latest technology, reasonably priced accommodation for under 18-year-old students and first years. We have a small campus with a family feeling. We have a strong ethos of learning by doing, and very importantly, we have 70 horses on site to help you learn. We have fantastic industry links with some of the best equine organisations in the world, and we have opportunities for you to travel to outstanding equine places like Kentucky and the Netherlands. That's an awful lot to take in, and there's been loads of questions have come in from the live audience. Unfortunately, we'll not be able to answer them all, but we will endeavour to answer them in the next coming days so that you have an answer specifically to your question. So there's one important one here that I want to cover, and I'm going to ask Jane just to cover it. And the question, Jane, is to maybe tell us a little bit about the student support that's available.
Okay, Seamus, we have a range of students that come to us with the likes of learning needs, and we have a student support officer who works across CAFRE campuses, and prior to a student coming that has either a physical need or an educational need, or maybe a mental health need, the student support officer can meet with those students before they come to campus, and we can put a plan in place to help provide support for those students. So those students can undergo a needs assessment, and then there's an individual learning plan put in place for those students, and that's circulated amongst staff on a need-to-know basis, so that the students are given the support that they need whilst they're with us. And we would have a very good track record in providing support for students with a wide range of needs that come to us here in Enniskillen.
June, thanks very much for that, because I know that is important, and it's important to you and Shelley and myself personally, because we're now in unprecedented times, and the ability to provide support to people at this point in time is very, very important, and it's a really important aspect of what we do here at Enniskillen. So thanks to the person that asked that, and thanks to Jane for answering it. We're really at this point in time at the end of our live broadcast. I'd like to thank everyone involved. Thanks to Jane and to Shelley for sitting on the panel here along with myself. Thanks also to Ronan for his camera work behind the scenes, and for Deirdre Cooper for managing the overall project. And finally, thanks to everyone for watching, and enjoy the rest of your evening.